It's your boy Killah B, the goddamn Witchfinder General. You got a witch, burn their goddamn asses up. And you know this, man. This is another one, this doubleheader again for y'all today. Boogah learns the hard way. He done got his ass whooped in that debate last night. And now, I gotta whip him again. Unbelievable. Let's go. I'll be right back.
Be not discouraged, for being for real is tough. Yeah, it's tough. Everybody's fake. Hold on. A lot of things you be miss, a lot of things, cause you just won't listen. You gotta listen. Just listen. A lot of things you be miss, a lot of things, cause you just won't listen. Gotta listen. Just listen.
Yep. Just listen. I cut it short today. I gotta get right into it. I had to start this bad boy over. So energy slowed down. I'm gonna pick it right on back up. Pick it back up, god damn it. Get it moving. Alright, so Boogah Bear. He made some very, 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 very horrible mistakes last night. For someone that considers himself a general in the Black Hebrew Israelite code. And I would like to say first, it's a shame that Judah put this title on this fool, right? Because I've been in that cult for 22 years. And I see there's some sincere people in the cult. They are. There's some people that really care about the people, that really believe this shit is real. You know what I mean? So, what the work that they have to do to get these positions of officer, of captain, of general, and stuff, it's a lot of work involved. It's a lot of studying. Because you got to be able to handle these questions like that. Know what I mean? Especially in general. You have people underneath you. You have captains underneath you. The captains got the officers underneath them. And the officers got the congregation underneath them. You know what I mean? So mistakes go uphill. You make a mistake, you're looking at the general. General's the one doing the commands. Telling you what's up. And for somebody to just put that name on themselves, it's something else. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Someone that claims he's been an Israelite for 20 years, that y'all can go see my second to last video called Pork and Nights Just Can't Get Right, where I exposed the dude celebrating Valentine's Day, which is a no-no in the Black Hebrew Israelite cult, cooking shrimp and pork on the grill and bragging about it. Then my man eating pork, calling himself a goddamn general. It's shameful. It really is. It's shameful. It's a disgrace. They're making a mockery out of these people. Right? So let's get into some of the things that he said last night. One of the things was about Semites, right? He said, where is Semite in the Bible? Right? So, I'll show you something. Boy, he's stupid, man. Text Aurelian and said, what about Clayton? He just text me back and said, nigga, where you left it at? Niggas cold-hearted, man. It's like me, right? So, let me share this screen. Boy, he's stupid. Where you left it at? Who are Semites, right? Let's check this out. Let's see what it says. Who are the Semites? Now, this is basic Hebrew Israelite doctrine right here. Semites are all the people that descend from Shem. You got Elam. You got you got Elam. You got Ishmael. You got Edom. You got Israel. You got the Persians. You got the Medes. You got it's like maybe 2 more or some shit like that. I forgot. Some shit like that, right? But like Elamites, he also said, well, Amorites, it says that they were Indo-European, right? So I got you there, Chris. I got you there. I got you. Say it's Indian. You can't get around that Indian shit. It's trying to say that the Indians are Hamitic. But no, that's false. Israelite doctrine, Hebrew Israelite doctrine, states that Elamites are Semitic. They're in the East Indians, the Hindu East Indians, are of Elam, right? So, in other words, when you have Indo-European, that's saying that's a Indian amongst Europeans, just like you have African American. If you're African American, that means you're an African amongst in the land of America. Just like you have an Irish American, fucking Iraqi American, whatever you would call it, French American is a French person by nationality in the land of Europe in a different way, right? So we're gonna get to the definition right here real quick, right? That's all we need to see. Statement. The name Semite comes from Shem, the elder of the 3 sons of Noah. Now listen to this. In the Greek and Latin versions of the Bible, Shem becomes Sem. Sem. That's where the word Semitic comes from. Since neither Greek or Latin has any way of representing the initial sound of the Hebrew name. Right. Now, this is another little thing I'm going to tell you. Science and stuff used to use biblical names to describe people or stocks of people. They would say Hamitic stock, meaning the African, right? Or they would say Semitic stock, when they would talk about Jews or Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Or Caucasians and stuff like you say Semitic. Then they would have Japhetic stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But that's no longer used in science and like with archaeology, none of that shit. They no longer use those terms. That term Semitic is the only one that really stuck around. You know what I'm saying? It's being used by the so-called Jewish people today. They say anti-Semitic. And for you guys that follow Farrakhan and stuff, y'all have heard him say, how can the Jews call us anti-Semitic when we're Semitic ourselves? So they were saying we can't be anti-Semitic because the Negro is Semitic, like saying that they're Israelites, right? Or the Arabs are Semitic. So how can I be anti-Semitic, right? Y'all can look up, you can find that video on YouTube, right? Let's move on. Another mistake he makes. Amorite. The dude made up a fake word. He made a word up. Amorite is not a word. He tried to say that the Amorites were Amorites. They were trying to say, oh, they're black, say they're African. Oh, man, Amorite. And watch. And look, Amorite. This is how he said to spell it in the video, in the debate. Now look, you don't see that red line under there? What that red line mean? Y'all know what it means. Y'all know what it means. It means the word is wrong. It means the word is wrong. It's a made-up word. The word does not exist. I wish y'all could see it. I just looked it up with the computer with the Mac dictionary. No results found. But you see what it says here. Watch, when it hit. Search. Look. Did you mean emirate? Because it know it's not a word. See how simple that is, people? You see how foolish she is? Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Right? Now, He also tried to say, whoa, before I get to that, I'm going to go to this one. Mount Ararat. Chris asked him where Mount Ararat was. This nigga going to say Iraq. So, I got to show y'all again, for all the dummies that follow him, SOJ. Oh, man, check it out. See how simple this shit is. This shit only takes a few minutes. Mount Ararat. Now tell me what this said. I'm gonna move my head over. My little head. Right? Watch it. You see Mount Ararat on the side? What that say? Mount Ararat is a snow-capped and dormant compound volcano in the extreme east of Turkey. It consists of two major volcanic cones, Greater Ararat and Little Ararat. See, Greater Ararat is the highest peak in Turkey and Armenian highland, with an elevation of 5,137 meters. Right? 5,137. Right? Look, location. They're like Turkish words. I know a little bit of Turkish. And I know like it looks like English, but some letters have totally different sounds than what we're looking at. So whatever that province is, it's in Turkey. So he cut again, right? Did the Emirates thing. What was next? All right, I'll just read it to you. Myth. Abraham came from myth, number 48. Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees. The myth of Terah took Abraham his son and Lot of Haran, his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there, right? Reality. Ur of Chaldees did not exist until about 8th century BC, about 1,000 years after the time of Abraham. See? Simple. Simple. Now let me show y'all something else. Watch this. Boom. This is step right? This is the oldest form of the Bible, right? Now we can go to that same scripture, 11:31, and Thor. See, everything spelled differently. Thor took Abram his son and Lot his son of Haran, and son of his son, and Sarah his daughter-in-law, and wife of Abram his son, and led them forth out of the land of Chaldees. So the word Ur is not talking about a place. The word Ur just means land. See? Land of Chaldees, to go into the land of Canaan, right? See that? Simple. Right, now. Perfect. Right? So we need to get to that. Where was Abraham born? right? This is talking article talking about reporters and stuff. It talks about the city, Iraq city of last Tuesday. Note that the summit took place in the birthplace of Abraham, right? Now, I was saying how all the news places reported it. This idea, understandably appealing because Abraham, though his son Ishmael and Isaac is considered the spiritual father of the Jews, Christians, and Muslims. There's only one problem. The Bible doesn't say where Abraham was born. Abraham first appears in the Bible in Genesis 11:27. It says that Terah, descendants of Noah, son of Ham, gets the children. Right? I already read all that shit, right? Abraham is called Abraham. The father is his uncle, right? The next verse suggests that Abraham's younger brother, Haran, was born in a place called Ur of the Chaldees, where he dies, right? Though not before, now we can find out how Haran died. Though not before fathering his son Lot. It does not say that Abraham was born. As the text makes clear, Terah and his family were pastoral nomads, wandering from place to place for varying periods of time. So it's not unconceivable that Abraham and even Nahor might have been born someplace else. Where? And where was this place called Ur of the Chaldees? The answer is, check this out, we don't know. And it's going to explain why they don't know. Despite 2 centuries of searching, there is no archaeological evidence that the events of the first 5 books of the Bible ever took place. As a result, everything on this question is conjecture. Leading assumptions among Jewish and Christian scholars for the last century and a half has been that Ur Chaldees refers to the ancient metropolis of Ur, capital of the many empires Sumer, which was indeed located in southeastern Iraq, not far from Nasirah. But this has problems. First scholars now agree that the term Chaldees is almost absurdly anachronism, as it refers to a Semitic people who didn't show up in Ur until 7th century BC. Abraham, by contrast, would have lived 1,300 years earlier, closer to 2000 BC. Second, nomadic people did not have a habit of settling alongside major cities. Muslim commentators, and increasingly some Jewish and Christian ones, propose a radically different alternative. The Genesis story says that that after leaving Ur of the Chaldees, Terah and his family settled alongside the town of Haran, where Terah lived for 60 more years. Haran almost surely corresponds to the ancient trading center that is located today in southeastern Turkey, on the border of Syria, considering that they were headed for Canaan, which is due west of Sumerian Ur. It makes no geological sense that Terah and his family would travel 550 fucking miles out of the way to southern Turkey. It seems more likely, as Muslim tradition suggests. Now, you remember how Judah, he believes in the Quran. He says the Quran holds better records of the Bible than the Bible. We don't saw the screenshots, right? Notice the shared root of Ur, right? All right, the Muslim tradition suggests the biblical Ur is actually upper Mesopotamia, closer to Iran, the town of Urfa, Turkey. Notice the shared root with Ur. In less than 20 miles, is less than 20 miles from Haran. It contains an ancient cave where Muslim traditions say Abraham was born in a cave. Cave, right? What do you call this mountain? A cave. Regardless of how he got there, Christian, Jews, Muslims agree that while he is in Haran, Abraham received a commanding call from God. Go forth from your native land and from your father's house to the land of where I will show you. Right? Now, tell him that's his native land. Where's your father? Where's your house of your father? Now, leave there. Now, he's telling them this when they're in Haran. Not in Ur. They telling this when they in Iran. It is this call holy to half the world's believers today that sets them out towards the promised land and marks the symbolic start of monotheism. See that? See how simple that is? Urfa, right there. Urfa. Southeast Turkey. Now, Leonard Woolley is the guy that made up the conclusion of Ur being in Iraq. And this has only been around for 100 years. People only been saying Ur and Chaldees is in southern Iraq for only 100 years. They've been saying it. Only 100. It was like 1926 when they first started saying it, right? Now, the pool of Abraham, right? Now, in the Quran, it tells an additional story about when Abraham had the shop, the idol shop, and all that stuff, right? And then Nimrod was pissed at Abraham and told him, like, yo, nigga, you gonna worship fire, you gonna worship this. And after a while, he just got pissed at him and threw Abraham's ass in a furnace, right? Now, the Muslims say there was a miracle where there was water that sprung up and put all the fire out in the furnace. And this is known today as the Pool of Abraham. This pool is believed by Muslims to be the place where Abraham was thrown into the fire by Nimrod. Abraham is mentioned in the three major religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. But is in Islam, he is called Ibrahim. The pool is a special place for practicing Muslims because of the importance of Abraham. He was the same prophet who prepared the sacrifice for the son of Allah, right? Pool of Abraham. Look, Pool of Abraham, where's that? Turkey. Pool of Abraham. Look, see? I ain't lying. Look, y'all see it yourself. Pool of Abraham is believed by Muslims to be the place where Abraham was thrown into the fire by Nimrod. Abraham is mentioned in three major religions, right? But Urfa, see, they're saying this, the same pool of water is the same one that was used. Like how the Muslims say too, that Hagar, when she went out in the desert, it was the same thing. Like the water sprung up and stuff, allowed her to Ishmael to drink the water so he didn't die. And they supposedly these things are still there today, right? Nimrod became angry with Abraham and declared that Abraham shall be cast into the fire. And if Abraham is correct, an example that there is a real God, that God will save him. Abraham is cast into the fire and is saved by God. Abraham, brother Haran, sees what's happened and says that he believes in God. Now, the Midrash, the Jewish book, Midrash also says the same shit about him beating Nimrod. Right? So the Quran uses the Midrash to confirm their book. See, they actually took the actual writings that the people see. Y'all Israelites don't believe in the Midrash. Most of y'all, I know 99% of y'all don't even know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all heard of the Talmud and shit and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard of that. But the Midrash, y'all didn't hear it. I know that. So look that shit up. Right? Now, we're going to go on to this video we made today, right? Let's get into it. See, this nigga picking up Emir again. Emir has nothing to do with Ammar. Two totally different things.
among the Turks, signifying a prince. Does that say the people, or does that say a title of dignity that is given to Turkish princes? It doesn't say that Amorites. They said that's a title. You know, like baller, cat daddy, nickname, a title. So that doesn't say the Amori or the Turk. It's a just example. Just something as small as that can determine the outcome. I was going to start in Genesis, but I'm not doing that. Like I said, people ain't paying attention. I want to keep it, obviously we have to keep it dumb so people can understand this. So.
And then you Springfield know you dumb as hell too. I asked Becky all those questions you asked and Becky knew them. Different from what y'all asked them. And you the general. Then you about to fuck your ass up, nigga. Real talk. And we gonna help them. Tell y'all, Tory Nights is over.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Exodus 19. And I want you to pay close attention to what's said.
Pay close attention, y'all. Listen to this.
Listen, look at what's said. Starting at verse, this is Exodus 19, starting at verse number 12. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up to the mount, nor touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall surely be put to death. Listen, there shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot, whether it beast. See that? Whether it beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet sound, it shall come up to the mount. So it says a beast. So a beast have hands. So do beasts have hands, yo?
You see this stupid shit?
No, they don't.
Niggas, do y'all see this
Let's
stupid
keep going.
shit? Let's go to the scripture. What was it, 19:13? Look. And you, Israel on Mount Sinai, and you used to set up boundaries for the people around the mountain and tell them, be careful not to go up to the mountain or touch its base of the mountain. Whoever touches the mountain shall surely be put to death. No hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned or shot with arrows, whether man or beast. He must not live. Only when the ram's horn sounded and the long blast may go up. Oh yeah, when they blow the horn and shit, then they can go up the goddamn mountain. Right? So it's saying, do not take your cattle or people to go up the fucking mountain. Because these are herders, sheep herders. So they got cattle, they got goats, sheep, all types of shit. Do not let them wander near the foot of that mountain to go up. That's what that's saying. Right? Let's play some.
Y'all got me fired up. Let's keep going. Exodus 23, starting at verse number 10.
Listen.
And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and shalt gather thy fruits thereof.
Right.
But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat, and that they may leave the beast of the field, shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and thy olive yard.
Right.
What must be made clear is that domestic animals don't eat olives.
This fucking stupid ass damn fool. This nigga's a fool. next on the podium, nigga. You got the silver medal. If you ain't the fucking stupidest motherfucker. God damn! You hear that shit? Now, Israelite doctrine, you know that you're not, when you're playing the villain and shit, right? You can't fuck with the shit right away. So what you do, you let the foreigners, the people that's wandering through, they can go pick up the fruits and stuff. And the animals also get to eat the food. Remember, you're not supposed to bother the animals that's eating the food. You're not supposed to fuck with them. Because them niggas work for you. If that nigga want to grab a couple olives, some goddamn figs, some shit like that, nigga do that shit. You're not supposed to bother them. This is how you're not supposed to bother a person. You got a garden or something, they passing through, and they hungry. You're supposed to allow them to take grapes off the vine. You're not supposed to charge them for that shit. You're supposed to let the nigga take the shit off there because he needed to eat. You're supposed to not bother that motherfucker. That's what this shit is saying. Right? Now let's go to the scripture. Right, I'm going to go to this thing. Right? For 6 years you are to sow your land and gather its produce. But the 7th year you must let it rest, right? So when you plant crops, now what this does too, actually, it tells you how to cultivate. Because land gets, the nutrients get drained out of it from years and years of planting on the same ground. That's why farmers and stuff are planting at a plot for a few years, and then they'll switch the plot to somewhere else, right? They might plant there, but they'll plant a different plant, right? So what it does is keeps the nutrients in the ground. In that 7th year, you let it rest and let it build back up. So it's going to take a year to get back to where it's supposed to be, and then you can go back and plant on it. That's all this is saying, right? And on that 7th year, when the apples grow on the tree, when the figs grow on the tree, you're not supposed to fuck with that shit. Right? It said don't fuck with it. But you would have another vineyard somewhere else, so it's not like you're going to go that 7th year, you're going to go without food, period. It's not saying that, right? But it's your field, your crop and stuff, right? So you have different things that you plant different years. So if you plant this thing in 2019 and then you plant in 2020 too, like another tree, right? When the 7 years is done for the 2019 one, you can still eat off that 2000. You get what I'm saying? Dude, stupid. God damn. Now let's go to the commentary and see what the experts say, right? The beasts of the field, where we find that this result followed the deportation of Samaritans, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's get to the... Here goes the promise that you should be guided and kept in the way through the wilderness. Beasts of the field, destructive animals. See? He talking about the goddamn people, right? He said, let me bring it on back. See, I don't think I'm bullshit. Listen to this.
Is that domestic animals don't eat olives.
What?
Okay? Most domestic animals don't eat olives. What must be made clear?
Now, first he made a mistake and said the goddamn beast got hands, right? Now we can hear some more bullshit. Now he's saying this.
Is that domestic animals don't eat olives.
What are your domestic animals? Goat, sheep, cows and shit, horses, pigs, ducks, chickens and shit, right? Those are your domestic farm animals, your livestock, right? Now, these beasts and stuff, don't let them eat off the vineyards and all that shit. He's saying that they don't eat olives, right? What's this? What's this right here? It's in Japanese, so I'm just going to... Olive said Wagyu originally started in Chondo Island, right? I was one of the original members of study how to feed olives to the Wagyu cattle. Look at the olives. See? So it's really only fed olive-fed Wagyu. So it's really only olive-fed Wagyu that I've been working with. See? See how stupid this fool is? Motherfuckers fucking them shits up. And olives not very tall trees. They're low-hanging trees, too. See, that's enough on that. We have to go more into it, right? All right. Now look at this. Goats up in the goddamn trees eating olives. The goat up in the goddamn tree eating this shit. See? You stupid nigga. You about to dumb it. Fucking that shit up. Get rid of that one. Look, 23:29. The beasts of the field multiplied. The wild beasts from Arabia desert made frequent inroads to Canaan in quest of prey, and were not to be driven out. See? Sheep eating olives. Look, a pilot plan prevailed. U.S. experimental farmers in the field revealed that sheep and goats can be trained not to eat olive leaves. So you got goats and shit. They telling you how to trick these niggas so they don't eat your shit. If anybody know about a goat will eat any fucking thing. A goat will eat a tin can if that motherfucker can get it down. He eats your goddamn shirt. That nigga eats your goddamn shoes. Whatever you give a goat, that nigga gonna try to eat. So if you throw some olive branches or some fucking olives to that nigga, he's gonna eat that shit. Look, it's more on the olive beef. Okay? Stupid. You're stupid. Look, lest the land be desolate, Israelites were not numerous enough to people all the land immediately. Providence had likewise another end in view in suffering some of the Canaanites in the land. They were to prove Israel and show whether they would hearken unto the commandment of the Lord. And the beasts of the field multiplied. The wild beasts of the Arabian desert made frequent inroads into Canaan in the quest for prey, and were not to be driven out by continual hunting. See that? This shit's mad easy. It's mad fucking easy. Look. See, look, those eat all types of shit. Whatever you throw at them motherfuckers. Look, see? Successfully achieved to prevent sheep and goats from chewing on the young leaves of olive trees and grapevines. See the motherfuckers up in the tree right there, eating the goddamn shit. So what is he talking about? Look, I caught my boar goats. A boar goat is not a pig. A boar, that's what it's called. A boar goat. Last fall, eating olives offline. Sorry They wouldn't know. They're eating the olives off my olive tree, and they absolutely love those leaves. They absolutely love them. I'm thinking planting another tree for the goats. Unfortunately, they are heck on small trees, so they won't get access to it for a year or two. But they'll eat that whole fucking tree to the ground. I told y'all, don't eat any goddamn thing. See, my goats kill the apple trees. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stupid. Boogah Man's dumb as hell. Goats and sheep learn to avoid eating olives and leaves. Yeah. Dumbass Boogah Man. Cool. Right, let's go back to this.
Okay. Most domestic animals do not eat olives, and when I researched it, what it said is cows, goats, they will not eat an olive if it's been pressed. So for the most part,
now,
I'm not telling you no animals don't eat olives, but we're talking about domestic animals. Oh my God.
And that's a lie too. Because the dude.
So now we know that this beast has hands, and that this beast eats olives. Okay? We're not talking about those cows and those sheep.
You already just said.
It says leave the beast of the field, but domestic animals do not eat olives. The beast eats olives. So now we know that this beast has hands, and that this beast eats olives. Okay? We're not talking about those cows and those sheep. It says leave the beast of the field, but domestic animals do not eat olives like that. Let's keep going. Keep going. So now we know that the beast has hands, because when it says hands, we know don't no animal have hands.
Judah, you gonna back him up on this? You gonna back him up on this, Judah?
No, don't no animal have hands. So when it says beast having hands, it's not talking about that. I'm gonna prove that.
They don't say the beast got hands.
Go to the book of Ezekiel, what I say, that's the 29th.
Have y'all ever heard?
So this is Ezekiel 29. Let's observe this beast man, because we're not paying attention no more for some reason. Verse number 11. No foot of man shall pass through it, no foot of beast shall pass through it, neither shall it be inhabited for 40 years. Okay, so let's go back. What beast got feet? I want you to really think about this. What animals got feet? Animals have paws and hooves. Animals don't have feet.
Listen.
Animals have paws and hooves. Animals got feet. Beasts got feet. Okay, so let's go back.
Listen.
What beast got feet? I want you to really think about this. What animals got feet? Animals have paws and hooves. Animals don't have feet. Read that again. Pay attention. Ezekiel 29, verse number 11. No foot of man shall pass through it, nor foot of beast shall pass through it, neither shall it be inhabited 40 years. Now, beasts don't have feet, y'all. So now we understand that the beast has hands and feet and eats olives. Do you still think it's talking about this?
Yo, I want to know, what is this nigga doing? Well, you only got one tooth on the bottom of your mouth. Whatever you're doing, that's just fucking you up, bro. You need to stop. Get help. Get help. For real. Get help. Now, let's stop that. Let me get into what he was reading now. Look. Neither shall pass through it. Foot, right? Boom. 72, right? 72. Regal. Foot, right? Let's get on down here. Brown's Driving Bridge, right? Talk about foot for humans, right? See all that? Now look. These are the different definitions of what foot is talking about. The context that it's put in. Foot 1. A, human. B, anthropomorphism of God. Seraphim of animals, right? Genesis 8:3 talking about the dove, right? Now look at the scripture right there. Ezekiel 29:11. You see? Talk about the animal foot. Nigga stupid. Goddamn. Son of a bitch. Get that one up out of here. Behemoth, right? The beast, right? He said the beast because it got hands and foot. It ain't an animal, right? What that say? Look, let me go back to the fucking shit. Look, beast. 929. Behemoth, right? 929. What this shit say right here? Beast, animal, cattle. Beast, animal, cattle. That shit, and none of those shits talking about a goddamn person. A living creature other than man. See? Beast, animal, cattle. Living creature other than man. Opposed to also a wild beast, right? Really a wild beast, especially carnivore, right? Now we're going to find... But means beast cattle. The unused root probably means to me, probably a dumb beast, especially a large quadruple or animal, often collected beast cattle. I don't want to say that. Let's move it on. You don't heard that thing. Evil. This shit is fucking unfucking real. Listen.
Or is this talking about a people? But let's keep going.
Know what he's trying to do? He's trying to do that old Black Hebrew Israelite shit where they talk about Genesis and talk about the trees in the garden. Then they go to this other scripture that talks about trees and people, right? I got to study up on that shit. I haven't went to that in a long time. But what they do is say the trees in the garden were actually people and not trees. So when Adam and Eve, they ate the fruit of the tree, that fruit was meaning that they ate, meaning they took in or learned the we call it like, not the custom, that's the wrong one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They took the whatever the fuck they was doing, those other people was doing, and God told them what to do. So basically, they went and started doing what those other people was doing. So that, what the Hebrew Israelites say, is what happened when they said that they took the fruit. Meaning they took the customs and the traditions and shit of these other people, saying the trees were other people. Right?
It's complicated. We're going to go to this again. We're going to show this again. Obviously, we don't have a choice. Because, for some reason...
You on your grandmama bed? You got that old 1970 company. That nigga laid on his grandmama bed. That nigga got grandmama in their bed. Well, grandmama in their bed eating them pork chops. God goddamn it, Avanya. How you let me catch you fucking grilling up some pork chops and sausages and shit, nigga? How you let me do that? Judah didn't tell you? God damn. I should have been caught that though. I got caught fucking lacking. I should have been caught that shit. And nigga, and why you blocked me up out of the photo section of your Facebook shit, nigga? I already got everything out of there. You might as well leave it up because I done got everything out of there, nigga. Goddamn. Let's move on.
People simply are just not paying attention. When we go to
cocaine fingernail ass, dirty cocaine fingernail ass nigga.
The book of Jonah, the 3rd chapter, please pay attention, y'all.
Jonah 3rd chapter.
And we're going to start at verse number 6. For word came unto the king of Nineveh. Now remember, Nineveh, this is a great city, hundreds of thousands of people, okay? And he arose from his throne, and he laid his robe from him, and he covered him with sackcloth, and sat in ashes, and he caused it to be proclaimed. So this is a king's declaration, and published through Nineveh. So everybody would have known this. By the decree of the king and his nobles, saying, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock. Now remember, beast is separate from herd and flock. Pay attention, man. Taste any
herd or flock, right? That's saying man or animal, right? And now it's breaking it down from a herd to flock.
Saying, shall not feed nor drink water. Now, what animal are you gonna stop from drinking water? Oh.
You said what animal?
When you leave them out there by themselves, you gonna stop them from drinking water?
Yeah, you can stop them from drinking. Hell yeah, you can stop them from drinking water. Because you're a fucking sheep herder. You're a cattle rancher, motherfucker. They do what you tell them to do. You gotta lead those motherfuckers to this shit.
Is this talking about
How the
this?
saying go? You can lead a horse to water?
Or is this talking about this beast that has hands, feet, and eats olives? Let's keep going.
God damn! This shit is too much, man.
But let man and beast be covered with sackcloth. What animal has to cover himself with sackcloth?
Donkeys, camels, horses. And what it's saying is that they take the normal thing that you would put on the camel to ride on, right? Now you will put sackcloth on, right? Let's go to the scripture. I'll go straight into the comments. Let man and beasts be covered with sackcloth. The gorgeous of horses, mules, and camels was part of Eastern magnificence. Who knows not how man's pride is fed by the sleekness of his stud. See? By the sleekness of his stud. Make sure I got to read this shit right. Smooth and glossy, right? That was sleek, right? By his stud. They're well-appointed trappings, right? The trappings are outward signs, features, objects associated with a particular situation. She is trappings, accessories. She is surrounded by the trappings of royalty, right? Outward signs, features, objects associated with a particular situation. A horse's ornamental harness. That would a trapping. The ornamental harness, right? So they're saying how a man's pride is fed by how good this like today. A nigga pride and shit is like how his car look. What kind of sneakers he got on his feet. This shit, right? So it's the same thing. Self-humility, the sweetness of his stud, which is his horse, their well-appointed trappings. Man in his luxury and pride would have everything reflect his glory and minister upon it. Self-humiliation would have everything reflect on his lowliness. Sorrow would have everything answer to his sorrow. People think it's strange that a horse in Nineveh was covered with sackcloth and forgot how, at funerals of the rich, black horses are chosen and are clothed with black velvet. See? That's all that's saying. Not as a person, you put sackcloth on, you got hands and feet, and they call him a beast. That's how stupid this dude is.
He couldn't even cover himself in sackcloth. What?
Bro, you are lucky you didn't debate me last night. Because I took it easy on you. That wouldn't be me.
Beast can cover himself with sackcloth and cry mightily unto God? Yeah, let them turn away from the evil way and from the violence that is in their hands. What beast got sackcloth, can call to the Creator, and has violence in their hands?
Talking about he calling to the Creator. Talking about the man. Stupid.
With the exception that it has feet and hands. So you mean to tell me? Are you meaning to tell me you think it's talking about this? So this can cry to the Creator, put on sackcloth, magically grow hands and feet, and has violence in their hands. One more time, because we're not paying attention, and this is our problem.
No, it's your problem.
Jonah chapter 3, verse number 8. But let man and beast be covered with sackcloth, and cry mightily unto God. Yeah, let them turn everyone from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands. So
just like he told the people and the cattle. So he said, don't you go up that mountain or at the foot of the mountain, and don't let your livestock go there either. Because if the livestock go there, they got to go there too.
Oh, I'm supposed to believe.
Well, you think they can just call those motherfuckers back? No, they got to go get those motherfuckers. What do you think the shepherds have to be out in the field for?
They got violence in their hands. I'm supposed to believe they have hands to have violence in.
Dude, he's a prime candidate for the cycle. I swear for God. I never seen nothing like it in my life. Nothing ever in my life. I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. I swear for God I ain't.
Man, that's not what that's talking about, man. It's talking about a beast people, man. And shit like this go over, man, people's heads because you're not paying attention. So, one more time. Violence in the hands. Crying to the Creator. Darn sackcloth. Not drinking water. Having hands and feet.
That nigga got that fake ass watch out of
I'm going to show y'all that. I'm going to show you that again. That might have went over somebody's head. And I'm going to end it after this. I felt as though I have to do this just so we can know to still be on a whole nother page. I'm not mad at the debate. I'm mad at the lack of support. And I'm mad at the...
supporting you because you dumb. And you trying to act smart. And Judah pumped you up to fail. Like I been told you. I showed you the screenshot, fool. With Judah dissing you, calling you a cupcake. I wonder what that means. Calling you a cupcake. Calling you sweet. Calling you sweet. God damn, I ain't never heard another nigga call another nigga a cupcake. I hear a nigga call him check the cupcake. I ain't never heard a nigga call another nigga a cupcake. Well, you know what Judah is anyway, so you know that's not surprising from my mouth. But he said that you was gonna lose to Chris anyway. He said Chris is gonna wash you. He said, yo, you clearly washed Avanya. You saw the screenshot, bro. You saw the screenshot. Now look at you, mad at Nagy. You won't buck up to Judah though. I bet you won't say that to Judah. I bet you. I swear for God you won't say that to Judah. But you want to gang up on Nagy. That what all you little punk ass, little fake ass Torah knights do. Y'all want to buck up on Nagy. Y'all try to find the weakest vessel to buck up against. But all that done cease now, boy. Oh, Nagy be on that ass and sit in a minute. Damn it. You already know what time it is. And SOJ, when are y'all going to wake up? When are y'all going to wake up?
The fact that we just don't pay attention, and that's why this gets over.
And Lord Master Judah. SOJ. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Because I remember when Judah put y'all out, y'all came crying to me. Y'all came crying. But why? But why he kicked us out? But why? Devion know proud one. Oh, fuck them. And y'all, I had to get Judah to fucking put y'all back in and shit. He called y'all niggas milk stockers. He said them niggas ain't shit. All they do is play video games and stock milk.
Listen. Exodus 19, verse number 12 and 13. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, to the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up to the mount, nor touch the border of it. Whosoever touch the mount shall be surely put to death. And there shall not a man touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through, whether it be beast or man. Notice that said shall no hand touch it. I did not say paw. I did not say hoof. It said no hand.
I'm glad with this video is over. Alright, this is over now.
Killah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh. It's time to get to the understanding that there's a people being talked about in this tour that don't have no name.
Don't have that bullshit, nigga. Get off your mama and fucking like your grandmama and them dead. Dirty enough your grandmama and them dead. With your punk fingers. But that people, man, god damn. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that goddamn subscribe button if you ain't already did it. And if you did it already, make sure you hit that goddamn bell. And when it says all, make sure y'all click on that shit. When I come back with more and more hits, y'all be ready. God damn. I swear. God damn, I ain't never heard some stupid ass shit. Damn. Well, y'all see it, people. Shit. I was gonna do Judah's like video and shit on his fucking Exodus bullshit. I was gonna kill all of his fucking sources. Just drive him into the ground like I just did this week. But I'll probably do that shit tomorrow for y'all. I got a Benjamin Banneker video coming. I got that debunking Judah Nazareth shit. What else I got coming? We got another video I got coming and shit. I can't think of that. Make sure y'all hit that goddamn subscribe button. Make sure y'all like and share. Definitely share this bad boy to all the fans, all your friends and stuff. So, yeah.
Be not discouraged, for being for real is tough. Yeah, it's tough. Everybody's fake. Hold on. A lot of things you be missing, a lot of things, cause you just won't listen.
The real Temple Man teaching soon. You gotta listen.
Just listen. A lot of things you be missing, a lot of things, cause you just won't listen. You gotta listen, you gotta listen, you gotta listen, you gotta listen, just listen. Bullshit, I ain't with that. Hate shit, just forget that. All I wanna do is get racks. All you wanna do is talk trash. If you walk it, you ain't gotta talk it, plain and simple. The real ones keep their business confidential. Stay the hell up out of mind, yeah, that's so essential. If you wanna live, God forgive me, but I fed niggas and they bit my hand. Put shorty on the feet, she ran off with my man. Yeah, to be a real one is really tough, but to be a sucker, man, that shit.
That's it. And we up out of this motherfucker. Killah be the goddamn Witchfinder general. You got a witch. I'm burning their motherfucking ass up all day, every day, and I'm out.